Let me bring in now Democratic Congressman Joe Neguse from Colorado. He is also a member of the Congressional Black Caucus. Congressman, thank you so much for joining us. Let me first get your reaction to that reporting we were hearing there from Kelly O'Donnell about, and as well, we heard from the president today say that his rally on Juneteenth will be a celebration. What is your reaction to it?
Well, it's good to be with you, Eamon, and good morning. Look, symbolism matters, and I think that the president's decision to hold his first rally in that particular city on that particular date, given the importance of Juneteenth, obviously it's just deeply disheartening, but of course it's consistent with the approach that he's taken since he was sworn into office. I mean, right now, our country needs, if more than anything else, unity and healing and reconciliation. And this president, through his rhetoric and various decisions that he has made, instead sows nothing but discord and division. And so I will say this. I hope that we don't let his actions distract from really the multi-generational and multicultural movement of Americans of good faith who have stood up and are peacefully protesting and marching for justice and equality for all. I've certainly taken a lot of inspiration from that, and I know many of my colleagues have in Congress. And the hope is that we can get something substantive done here in the coming weeks to ensure that tragedies like what happened in Minneapolis never happen again.
You probably also heard my colleague Kelly O'Donnell talk about the anticipation as we wait on details from the White House on the president's supposed policing executive order. Not yet sure when that will come out, but give us an update on the House Democrats' police reform bill. Do you have enough votes to get this passed through? And do you know if any Republicans will be supporting it?
So I believe we do. I believe we will have enough votes to ultimately ensure that this Justice and Policing Act of 2020 passes the United States House of Representatives. Its time has come, as you know, and you've described in previous programs. The bill is comprehensive. It addresses a number of systemic reforms that will ultimately, as I said, ensure that tragedies like Mr. Floyd's murder don't happen in the future. We've worked very hard to build a bill that could ultimately be supported by a broad coalition. And of course, that includes the members in our caucus. The Judiciary Committee, on which I serve, held a legislative hearing on Wednesday where we heard from Mr. Floyd's brother, many other witnesses, a very compelling and moving testimony. And ultimately, I think we'll be marking up the bill next week and bringing it to the floor shortly thereafter. My hope is that Republican colleagues will join with us. I've certainly had a number of promising conversations with colleagues. I know others have as well. There is broad support, again, and bipartisan support for many of the provisions that are included in this package. Look, time will tell, but my hope is that my colleagues will recognize the public will and that, again, I think the time has come for us to address this issue in a systemic way.
Let me ask you, if I can, about the RNC announcing that it is moving its convention to Jacksonville, Florida. The New York Times pointed this out, a little bit of history for our viewers as well. The president will address his supporters on the 60th anniversary of Axe Handle Saturday, when a white mob organized by the KKK attacked mostly black civil rights protesters sitting at the city's whites-only lunch counters. Do you make anything of that? I mean, I got to ask you, just as a politician, how aware are you of the history of every day that you hold a rally that something like that is lost on the president when he's announcing, when the convention is going to take place? Or the RNC, I should be more exact.
Well, I don't know that I'd be in the best position to comment on, the decision making of the RNC in terms of where they decide to hold their rallies and on what days they make those decisions. I think, again, my sense is that obviously they have, they're being insensitive, right, to the need to make sure that the historical context is, that they're cognizant of that, I suppose. But look, at the end of the day, I think our focus right now is on the substance. It's on the policy. It's on making sure that we get something done. And I'm far more concerned about whether or not the president will ultimately sign the Justice and Policing Act, which, again, has bipartisan broad support. That's really where my focus is, and the focus of my colleagues.
Let me finally just get your personal perspective on this, if I can, for a moment. Democrats obviously pushing to have Confederate statues at the Capitol removed, getting some support as well from members of the Republican Party. As a black member of Congress, how do you feel personally when you walk into that building every day, lined up with statues of people who served in the Confederacy?
Well, yeah, Eamon, look, I think Speaker Pelosi spoke about this yesterday, and I thought that the way that she articulated it was very effective. At the end of the day, all right, the Capitol grounds, it's a hallowed place, and you feel the weight of history on your shoulders, as you walk through the hallways of the Capitol and Statuary Hall. It's a place where we really have an opportunity to honor our heroes, to honor those titans in American history who have done so much for our country, right? And ultimately, in my view, those 11 statues certainly do not fit the bill. So my hope is that my colleagues will concur, and ultimately we can remove those statues and instead place statues in the Capitol that, again, honor our shared history and honor, I think, the American heroes that deserve that kind of great recognition.
Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Why don't you subscribe? It's really easy. Just click on that button down there. And for more news from MSNBC, click on any of these videos here for the latest interviews and highlights. You can get more videos from MSNBC with our newsletters. Head over to msnbc.com/newsletters to sign up.